These trending repos let you build voice agents, integrate Copilot, watch YouTube freely, and start generative AI from zero. At number 5, Generative AI for Beginners is 21 lessons. Get started building with generative AI for developers comparing today's projects. Generative AI for Beginners' strongest documented capability is #####21 lessons teaching everything you need to know to start building generative AI applications. For a practical starting point, the official documentation shows to clone without translations, use sparse checkout. At number 4, Invidious is an alternative front-end to YouTube for developers comparing today's projects. For you, Invidious is subscriptions independent from Google, and it can be what you need it to be today. For a practical starting point, the official documentation shows select a public instance from the list and start watching videos right now. At number 3, Copilot-sdk is multi-platform SDK for integrating GitHub Copilot agent into apps and services. Copilot-sdk's strongest documented capability is all SDKs communicate with the Copilot CLI server via JSON RPC, your application SDK client JSON RPC Copilot CLI. To start, use pip install GitHub Copilot SDK go/cookbook get github.com/github/copilot-sdk/go API docs.net.net/cookbook.net add package GitHub Copilot.sdk rust/cargo add GitHub Copilot SDK API docs java/c, and then it is ready for you to evaluate in your own setup. At number 2, VoicePro is Gradio Web UI for creators and developers, featuring key TTS, Edge TTS, Kokoro, and zero-shot voice cloning, E2 and F5, TTS, Cozy Voice. VoicePro's strongest documented capability is instant translation for 100+ languages, deep translator, optional Azure translator with your own keys. For a practical starting point, the official documentation shows CUDA Toolkit and Visual Studio Build tools are no longer required, all dependencies ship pre-built. At number 1, Speech-to-Speech is build local voice agents with open-source models for developers comparing today's projects. Speech-to-Speech's strongest documented capability is voice activity detection, VAD Celero VAD v5 detects speech boundaries and turn-taking. To start, use pip install Speech-to-Speech, and then it is ready for you to evaluate in your own setup. For comparison, GitHub currently shows VoicePro at 12K stars. GitHub currently shows Speech-to-Speech at 10K stars. Now you know how to build a local voice agent with open-source models, and the other 4 repos to explore next.